Hi everybody, it's Justin from Main Man Bassing. In this video, I'm going to unbox the Lowrance Hook2 5X Splitshot HDI unit. I'm ecstatic right now. Just so happy. I feel like a little kid. And this is like the second or third take I've done on it, so I'm trying to up my enthusiasm right now. But I am seriously excited that I have this piece. Just the money I spent, I've already forgotten about. I don't care. I'm so happy it has this. Let me give you a backstory why I'm so happy. So Lowrance, they make a decent low-end product that's almost affordable. But they do a horrible job of educating their consumers on how to use it, as does most fish finding companies. They just suck at just telling people. Nobody even knows what the frequencies are. They don't understand what those are and what they do. To this day, I've never met a fisher, an angler, fisherman or fisherwoman, angler, who uses downscan. On their boat on the lake just using sonar all the time because they don't know how to use downscan. They don't even know what downscan is. It's absolutely insane to me that people don't know what downscan is. And these are readily available to most anglers and almost affordable for everybody. Downscan, you want to run downscan with your sonar, with your 2D imaging, because they confirm each other. You see, it's really hard sometimes to get good separation on sonar, but by separation I mean, is it a rock on the ground or is there space below it indicating that it's a fish, right? And nobody does this. Nobody has downscan on because the fish finding companies just absolutely are horrible at educating their consumers on how to use their product. Lowrance, if you're watching, YouTube how to use the fish finder, I'm ranked, I think I'm top 3, and I'm sure I'm going to go to number 1 for how to use a fish finder, because I can explain to people what the main features are and what they're doing. So Lowrance, I'll work for you. Just hit my email up, because you guys really suck at educating your consumers. I'm sorry. It's there's so many people, and this is why, the Hook2 series, the biggest difference between, one of the biggest differences between this and the original Hook series is that when you fire it up and you start it, it's all automated. You have to switch out of auto settings, which is auto settings suck. It takes 5 minutes to understand, 10 minutes to understand what your manual settings are doing. Anyways. So why I'm so happy right now is I've already done an unboxing video on this unit, but I didn't have a power source to it, so I couldn't hook it. I didn't know what all the features were because Lowrance does a horrible job of making these features readily available and easy to understand. They just, for instance, trackback or playback. What that is your sonar reads from left to right, okay? And as it passes the screen out of your view of the screen, you can, with your cursor, go back and read that information again. And if you see a fish or you see structure or something you want to fish, you can mark it with a waypoint and it'll show up on your GPS. There's no indication here in this box anywhere. Oh, my bad. Shit. It says trackback view right here. Shit. But that's the thing is okay, so even still, my point's still valid. It's there on this box. But it's not in the owner's manual anywhere. It's not in the installation guide. It's not in the quick guide. It's not, it's on this little box. Okay, great. I missed it. This box is gone when I set it up and put it on my, most people set it up, put it on their boat, and they a lot of times, I'm assuming they'll carry their manuals with them if they have an issue and don't know how to read it. Even still, there's no, in the installation guide or the owner's manual or the quick guide, it doesn't explain how to use trackback or if it's even available. Like, it's great that they put it here. Yes, trackback available, but to people buying a sonar, they don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Like, they have no idea what that is. Anyways, so I'm ranting, but so I registered it. I got a power source for it, turned it on, was completely brokenhearted because everything was in manual mode. Had no idea how to get it out of manual. I didn't think it had manual mode. I went on YouTube and like everybody was complaining about it. Had no idea how to get it out of. I didn't think it had a manual mode. It was all in auto. But then I registered it and I downloaded the operator's manual, which I don't quote me on this. Don't take me to court, but I don't think you can take. I don't think you can get the operator's manual, download it until you've registered it. I think. I'm not sure. But some of you got to double check on. But you definitely want to download that operator's manual. But like to my point, like they shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to go spend the extra time to do this to download the operator's manual, read it from a computer when you've like put that information in the box. Like you have some of the information in a pamphlet, but not all of it. So, anyways, I registered it. It does have. I found out it did have trackback, and I'm gonna go over some settings in a minute. Like I'll save that. Like I'm just super excited, but I want to unbox this and stop ranting because I'm probably annoying people. But anyways, here's your box. Tells you some of the features on the back and some of the features on the front. I'll link this up I'll do an Amazon link and in the description box. So check that out. Just like I could tell now that I know everything, like I know it's going to be a really good product. I'm like super happy. Like cannot wait. Anyways, there's the box. And you can set up, even though it's a split shot, you can set up 3 screens on it to get your chart, your down scan, and your sonar. And I've opened this box and played with it, so the wrapping is, this comes wrapped. This unit, but here's your unit, 5-inch screen, 8 buttons including your cursor. Since I've had the power source, I have turned it on. A big problem with the Hook 7 series was that the buttons stick. The big complaint that the buttons would get stuck. Buttons don't get stuck here. They're nice and crisp. I'm happy with it. The screen size, although I haven't, so this is just an unboxing and I haven't really used it. I'm going to go use it tomorrow on the ice. I don't know. If you're real, like me, I have a 7X. I have a Hook 7, and I'm going to keep it. Prior to this, I was bringing it from the bow to the stern, and I extended the cords and everything. So I just wanted something to be a little more efficient. This is going to sit right with me in the cockpit. And I'll just have it mounted just so I can see it. I don't plan on doing a lot of like studying this while I'm fishing. That'll be up front, on the deck where I'll have my 7-inch screen and it'll be easier to see. But I just wanted something so I could find contour charts. I could find the contours and find the drop-offs. And also like just the depth finder, like when I'm so I can cruise now, I can cruise now without, especially like I just moved, so I'm up in a lakes region and I'm surrounded by lakes that I've never fished, so I don't really know where the rocks are. So super happy about that. On the back, you have like your rotation mount, and then you've got your inputs. You've got your transducer and your power. The transducer on this unit is just down scan. It's a split shot, so it's down scan and sonar. But it also has a flasher for ice fishing. That's why I'm so excited right now. Like, I didn't think it'd have this. I thought I was just going to run sonar. It's got a flasher, which I don't know how to read, but I'll figure it out. So you can put your flasher on with your 2D sonar. Like, just ecstatic right now. And the portable pack just came in. So, I'm all set to go ice fishing tomorrow. Cannot wait. Um, I was under the assumption, so you can't run, at least on the Hook 5 and the Hook 7. I'm not sure if once you get to the 9 and the 12, the 9-inch screen and the 12-inch screen. But for the, at least for this, and I'm almost positive for the 7, you can't run an Ethernet cord or an HDMI cord. So you have to get separate sonars, separate transducers to run them, because that's the way it is. And just to let you know, in case you've never done that, it's highly recommended that you run them at different frequencies, because what happens is you'll get inaccurate readings, because your sonar, your transducer will emit and receive information, but they'll like this sonar will pick up information that this sonar is sending and vice versa. So you'll get, like they call it, crosstalk. So you have to run them at different frequencies, or different, you might be able to run them at different speeds. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. And when I get this on my boat and I do an initial review on my boat, I'll let you know. But that's something to keep in mind. Like, you're gonna, if you want to run 2 of these, you're gonna have to get 2 transducers. And your micro SD, your SD card, you can, it's right here, it's like a rubber slot, and you put it in, and you don't put it with the cartridge, like it's just a little chip that goes in there. So you gotta really make sure that this is clamped down nice and good. You don't want to ruin that chip if you've got data on there, especially if it's like a Navionics chip or something. That's about it for. There's no side swivel on this, so it's just gonna go up and down on the bracket. That's about it for the unit. I don't think there's anything really else to share. It's light. It's not like heavy at all. I don't know the exact weight. I don't care to find time to give you the exact weight. I'm just telling you it's light. Here's your operator's manual. This is your installation guide. You have phone numbers for Lowrance, which is like helpful because they're so unorganized. So like here's the quick guide, right? Nothing about, there's nothing in here about trackback. Like, I'm just double checking. Nothing in here about trackback. And then here is an installation guide. This actually has lines of stuff. Your Navionics chip. This one, they don't all come with Navionics chips, but this one did. And when I link it up, I'll be specific as to whether or not. And there are also like CMAP, preloaded CMAPs, which is kind of like the same thing as Navionics, but it's just a different company that works with Lowrance. And I think Lowrance owns the. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but anyways, there's your. You have to register it if you get the. If you get the Navionics, you have to eventually register the chip so you can get free downloads. Right now, I do not know if you can make a copy of this and put it in your second unit, so you can have the maps on both units. I don't know. You're gonna have to find out. I'll leave it in the description box when I find it out. Here's your limited warranty. Don't know what that is because they don't tell you. Like, they don't tell you. You have, like, I don't get it. This is Lowrance. It's driving me crazy. That's probably just a factory warranty. Here's your transducer. 20-foot cord. Yeah, the transducer's 20 feet, 6 meters, 20 feet. It is a half pound, 8 pins, depth and temperature. So it has your 200 kilohertz high chirp, and your down scan has it says 200 kilohertz high chirp, but I know it has 83. It has the option for 83. Which is weird. See, this is what I'm saying. Like you have the option to put it to 83 kilohertz. So it's just like so frustrating. The 83. One of the features, like the main features of the Hook 2, why they switched over to like stop producing hooks and went to the Hook 2s is because their cone angles are going to be twice as wide as traditional sonar. So your 83 kilohertz is usually somewhere around 1:1. So for every foot of depth, you're going to get a 1 foot cone diameter. If like this is your transducer, right? It emits information and receives sound and then turns it into information, and it's in the shape of a cone, three-dimensional cone. And so at 83 kilohertz, you have 1 foot for 1 foot. So at 10 feet, your cone diameter at the bottom of the lake is going to be 10 feet wide. That's what it's going to read. And it'll read all the information within that cone. And then for your 200, though, your 200 kilohertz high chirp would be somewhere around 3:1. So for every 3 feet of depth, you get a 1 foot cone diameter, traditionally. And then so at 30 feet, you'd have a 10 foot cone. But it's a much better picture. And the Hook 2 is supposed to be double that, theoretically. That's what they're advertising. So it's going to be somewhere, for the 83 kilohertz, it'll be at 1 foot, you'll have somewhere around a 2 foot cone. And at 30 feet, I think you'd have 20 feet. A 30 feet depth, you've got a 20 foot cone diameter at the bottom. It has more to do with the exact angles, which is listed somewhere, but I don't know the exact angles of the cone. Not that I care. I care more about what the diameter will be. So this transducer only runs downscan. It's a split shot. It only runs downscan and sonar, 2D sonar. So you don't have side imaging. That's your triple shot. I'll link that up too if you're interested. But the triple shot you have to have. It's a longer transducer, and I believe it needs to be completely below the bottom of the boat. So these you can have above the boat, like above the hull. Like they can be sitting above the hull. It's fine. It's not going to a little bit above the hull. It won't block any of the imaging. But with side scan, it needs to be completely below the hull. All right, so that's your transducer, 20-foot cord. Here's your power cord. It is, I believe, it listed it somewhere and I lost it. They have it like, just give me one sec. I think it's 8 feet. I think it's 8 feet long. So your power source has to be within 8 feet. Anyways, I'm not going to look for it now. If I find it's somewhere, it's either 7 or 8 feet. It's somewhere right around there. And if you want to run it to your main battery, like if you have a bigger battery you're going to run into, you have to run it. Actually, you're going to have to slice it no matter what. You're going to have to get little prongs or extend the wire so it can wrap around a terminal. So you have to do that, and then here's your fuse box. So you'll need to splice that. So keep that in mind. And if you're going to do what I did, I needed like an extra 15 feet of cable of wire. So keep that in mind. Here is your transducer mount bracket. It's got everything you need to mount it. If you got an older boat, you might want to consider a magnetic transducer mount. I did, it works fine. I actually made a video about it. Here's your plate. Your mounting plate. and I don't know, I'm not gonna try and install it now, but it just rotates vertically. It does not move side to side. Comes with a 3 amp fuse and wire ties. So when you splice your tires, you can insert them in one here and like twist it off, and then so you splice it correctly. And then you got screws for your mounting plate. And that's it. That's the unit. I'm just going to tell you that it's got the ice fishing mode, which I'm stoked about. So happy. And then it's got, let me double check. I'll turn it on. Oh, shit. All right. I'm going to have to edit this in, but I'll figure out if it should have 83 kilohertz and 200 kilohertz frequency. And it's got the traditional for the down scan is you can do 455 kilohertz or 800 kilohertz. So here's the angle. The 200 kilohertz high chirp, the sonar has a 44 degree angle. So it's gonna be pretty wide by the time it gets down to the bottom of the lake. But that doesn't really tell you anything about the diameter until you know how deep you are, and then you got to do all kinds of mathematical equations. But it should be around, like, it should be somewhere around 3 to 2. So for every 3 feet of depth, you get a 2 foot cone diameter. That's it. I have to figure out if it does have 83 kilohertz. I'm pretty sure it does, because I just had it powered up and I did it. But anyways, excuse me. Yeah, anyways, I'm stoked. This is the unboxing. I'm going to put it on the ice tomorrow, ice fishing. So I'll have an initial review of how it performs on the ice. And like you'll see the screen, and I'll talk about all the different features that it has, and how to go through your settings. Cannot wait. So happy. But anyways, there's a link in the description box for it. Make sure you double check it, because I'm going to put the 5 and the 7 and the triple shot and the split shot, and then also whether they have custom mapping on it. So just pay attention to that. But I really, now that I know what it's capable of, and I powered it up, I think I'm gonna love it. Like, I think it's, I think it's awesome. Like, I'm just so happy. And also too, like I saw, like the standard maps on there. Like if the Navionics or whatever chip you buy doesn't have the lake you're on the standard maps on there, the default maps, there's some bit of depth, like contours. So you have at least a vague idea of where drop-offs are and where points extend to, and where flats are and where humps are. Like, it's not wonderful, it's not terribly detailed, but at least you have some clue. Like I'm like looking at it like I was ice fishing off a point, and I was in all the wrong places off that point. And now that just looking at that, I have a little bit better clue of where to position myself for a steeper drop off, which would have potentially a higher chance of holding bass. So that's another great thing too. But I think I'm gonna have nothing but good things to say about this. I had a lot of good things to say about my Hook 7. I just think that you need to understand and watch my video of how to read a fish finder, how to use a fish finder. And once you understand the settings, it's just, I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm really excited. So thanks for watching. I hope it gave you a decent perspective. I really think I'm going to be happy with it. Check those links below. And I hope you catch a real big bass soon. Thanks.